When most people think of intelligence, they imagine a building, a single agency with a recognizable acronym, the CIA, MI6, ASIO, Mossad, or the NSA. But that is an incomplete picture. The modern intelligence world is not one agency in one building. It is a network. Today, intelligence can flow through intelligence-sharing alliances, private contractors, and surveillance technology. It moves through commercial data sets, cyber firms, defense companies, and data analytics platforms. It is gathered by drone footage, facial recognition grids, and private analysts supporting government security work. For this episode, that is what we mean by a shadow intelligence network. It is not imaginary. It is not necessarily illegal. A shadow intelligence network is a system of influence, information, and access that operates partly outside public visibility. In this episode, we are going to map the documented layers of that network. Some of this infrastructure is documented, some of it is highly classified, some of it is corporate, and some claims around it are speculation. The job of this episode is to separate them, because we have reached a pivotal moment in how global power operates. When intelligence becomes a network, who controls the information that shapes decisions? Before intelligence became corporate and digital, it became international. One of the clearest documented examples of intelligence functioning as a network is the Five Eyes Alliance. This is a state-to-state partnership linking the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. According to the Australian Signals Directorate, this network connects the ASD directly with its international counterparts, the NSA, GCHQ, CSE, and GCSB. What this alliance shows is that intelligence is not just collected inside national borders. It can be shared, pooled, filtered, and acted upon through trusted alliances. This cooperation is not automatically sinister. Public Safety Canada describes the Five Eyes partners as sharing a broad range of intelligence in a unified multilateral arrangement. These partnerships are designed to help understand global threats and support cybersecurity work. But this network introduces a distinct tension. If agencies share intelligence across borders, national oversight becomes far more complicated. If a piece of data is flagged, who saw it? Who requested it? Which country collected it? And which country ultimately used it? The more intelligence moves across borders, the harder it becomes for the public to see where responsibility begins. When intelligence is shared between allies, who is accountable to the citizens affected by it? Modern intelligence is not only shared between governments, it is increasingly supported by private expertise, private tools, and private infrastructure. Intelligence agencies no longer do everything internally. Today, they rely on outside specialists for technology, cyber capabilities, data analysis, engineering, language skills, logistics, and platform support. This is a documented reality of modern intelligence work. The U.S. Government Accountability Office, or GAO, has reported that the U.S. intelligence community uses core contract personnel to augment its workforce, and that these contractors can work alongside government personnel doing staff-like work. Crucially, the GAO has also warned that some contractor roles require enhanced oversight because they could influence government decision-making. This reliance is not automatically sinister. Modern intelligence requires rare technical skills, technical scale, speed, and specialized tools that governments may not fully possess in-house. But this introduces a new layer of complexity. A contractor may not set policy, but they can build systems, process data, write analysis, maintain platforms, and design software. By helping manage the flow of information, they can shape what government decision-makers see first. The more intelligence work is outsourced, the harder it becomes to separate government authority from private infrastructure. When private companies help build the systems that governments rely on, where does public accountability actually begin? Modern intelligence does not always need to collect information directly. Sometimes the data already exists for sale. Every day, our devices generate a massive trail of data: location pings, app data, search behavior, advertising IDs, mobility patterns, purchase signals, and social media activity. Traditionally, targeted access to this kind of information often required warrants, surveillance teams, or direct collection. Now, huge amounts of personal data are generated commercially before intelligence agencies ever touch it. The U.S. intelligence community has an official term for this: commercially available information. This means data that is customarily available or obtainable and sold, leased, or licensed to the public or non-government entities. The privacy implications are officially acknowledged. The Office of the Director of National Intelligence, or ODNI, notes that commercially available information creates privacy and civil liberties issues and maintains a policy framework to govern its access, collection, and processing. Much of this information flows through data brokers. The Federal Trade Commission has even taken enforcement action against data brokers, such as OutLogic, formerly Xmode, over the sale of sensitive location data that could reveal visits to medical and reproductive health clinics, places of worship, and domestic abuse shelters. This creates a profound shift. If intelligence agencies can access commercially available data, then surveillance pathways can move through the marketplace instead of traditional intelligence collection. The question is no longer only what the state can legally collect. It is what the market has already collected for it. When personal data becomes a commercial product, who is really protected by the word private? Intelligence capabilities once associated mainly with state intelligence agencies can now be bought from private vendors. Surveillance is no longer only built inside government labs. Highly sophisticated capabilities are now developed, sold, licensed, and maintained by private for-profit companies. This creates a new category of risk. U.S. Executive Order 14,093 explicitly notes that commercial spyware can pose significant counterintelligence or security risks. Consequently, the government has moved to prohibit the operational use of commercial spyware when those risks are present. The concern is not limited to national security. The U.S. State Department has implemented visa restrictions for individuals involved in the misuse of commercial spyware, particularly when that misuse targets journalists, activists, perceived dissidents, marginalized communities, or their family members. The misuse risk is documented. Research organizations like the Citizen Lab have studied NSO Group and Pegasus deployments against civil society targets, including activists, journalists, scientists, and politicians. This creates a complex web of responsibility. A government may buy the tool, but a private company builds and maintains it. A target may never know they were targeted. To maintain oversight, authorities must now track a chain that runs through the vendor, the client, the license, the operator, and the target. The danger is not only that surveillance exists, the danger is that surveillance can become a service. When the ability to penetrate private lives becomes a commercial product, who controls how far it spreads? Modern intelligence produces more data than humans can manually read. Every hour brings a flood of phone data, satellite imagery, cyber alerts, financial patterns, border data, drone footage, intercepted signals, and open-source material. To manage this overload, the network relies on AI-assisted decision support. AI and data analytics help analysts detect patterns, translate material, summarize reports, prioritize leads, identify anomalies, and interpret complex data. The CIA publicly acknowledges this, noting on its own careers page that AI technologies help officers analyze and interpret the complex data needed to support CIA missions. The strategy is system-wide. The Office of the Director of National Intelligence outlines in its IC data strategy that the intelligence community is actively working to make data more interoperable, discoverable, and AI-ready for both people and machines. This shift is not automatically sinister. When threats move fast, humans need tools to help sort massive streams of information. But it introduces a new kind of tension. If an algorithm ranks one lead above another, flags one pattern as significant or hides one signal as irrelevant, it may shape what humans investigate before a human ever makes a decision. The risks of this filtering are officially recognized. The U.S. National Institute of Standards and Technology, or NIST, developed its AI risk management framework precisely because AI creates risks to individuals, organizations, and society. The framework is meant to help manage trustworthiness in AI systems. The danger is not that machines make every decision. The danger is that machines can shape the menu of decisions humans believe they have. When intelligence is filtered by systems the public cannot inspect, how do we know what was missed, exaggerated, or quietly prioritized? Traditional oversight was built around institutions. In the simplified traditional model, a government agency collects intelligence. Parliament, Congress, inspectors general, courts, and internal compliance systems provide oversight. But as we have seen, modern intelligence operates through networks. Today, a single intelligence pathway may involve allied agencies, private contractors, commercial datasets, spyware vendors, AI systems, cyber firms, and classified partnerships. This does not mean it operates in a vacuum. Oversight bodies do exist. Laws exist. Internal compliance and courts exist. Each individual layer of this network may have some form of oversight, contract, policy, or legal framework. But as modern intelligence stretches across borders and weaves between public and private systems, the full chain becomes increasingly difficult to see. The problem is not always that oversight does not exist. The problem is that oversight may not move as fast as the network it is trying to follow. If no single actor controls the whole chain, then no single oversight body may clearly see the whole chain either. The picture becomes fragmented, delayed, classified, or simply too complex to easily trace. When intelligence is gathered by one actor, processed by another, analyzed by a third, and acted on by a fourth, who is truly accountable? The reality of modern intelligence is not a cartoon villain in a dark room controlling the world. The real concern is much more sophisticated. It is a network where information, tools, access, and authority can move between public agencies and private systems. As we have seen, intelligence can be shared by allies, supported by contractors, enriched by commercial data, extended by surveillance vendors, and filtered by algorithms. And it is overseen through systems that may only see part of the chain. No single step has to look sinister on its own. But together, they can create a structure of influence that is extremely difficult for the public to understand, challenge, or even see. The danger is not always secrecy. The danger is complexity that behaves like secrecy. This is what defines shadow intelligence networks. They are not shadows because they are imaginary. They are shadows because the full shape of the system is hard to see. When intelligence becomes a chain of agencies, allies, companies, markets, and machines, who can still see the whole picture? In the old world, intelligence hid behind locked doors. In the new world, it may hide inside the network itself. And as always, stay curious.